The Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered reveal has officially been announced by Bethesda, and the reveal is officially happening tomorrow. We have all of the details in this video. We're going to talk about the big reveal. When is the Oblivion Remastered releasing? I'm also going to talk about the gameplay updates and improvements that we should expect to be revealed tomorrow, and so much more. Guys, we have a lot to cover, so check the video chapters for easy viewing. Real quick, guys, this video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. There is so much content that's blocked just because of where you live, and at the same time, pretty much everything you do online is being tracked, and that's why I use Surfshark VPN. It lets me change my virtual location with a single click, so I can access streaming libraries from other countries and get around annoying geo blocks. And it's also great for staying private online, especially when I'm out on public Wi-Fi or traveling. Surfshark encrypts your data, keeps you anonymous, and just gives you more control over your online activity. Another feature I really like is called Surfshark Alert. It notifies you if your email or passwords ever show up in a data breach, so you're not the last one to know if your information has been compromised. On top of that, Surfshark gives you access to 3,200 plus servers in over 100 countries, and you're able to use it on unlimited devices. So I've got it running on my phone, my laptop, and my PC without any issues. If you want to check it out, go to surfshark.com/WesN or use my code WesN at checkout to get 4 extra months for free. Also, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in giving it a shot. So click the link in the description or the pinned comment, and thanks so much to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. So after all this time, the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, developed by Virtuos as well as Bethesda Game Studios, has officially been announced. Like, they finally talked about the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. It is a real thing, and I can't believe it. We are actually going to be playing Oblivion Remastered very soon. So we have some official details from Bethesda regarding the announcement details. First, we have the reveal date and time. So Bethesda confirmed the reveal through a teaser posted today on social media. And as you guys can see from the teaser right here, you see the Roman numeral IV. This obviously means 4, with the phrase all will be revealed. So yes, tomorrow, April 22nd at 11 a.m. ET, 10 a.m. CT, the official reveal of Oblivion Remastered is going to go down, and I cannot be more excited. Like, we knew this was going to happen, especially after all of the screenshots leaked from the Virtuos website. Like, we knew it was real, but now we have the official confirmation from Bethesda, which is really exciting. So nemohhtv and Jeff Grubb were at least partially right. They said that the game would be shadow dropped on the week of the 21st, and we are on April 21st right now, and we got the official reveal date. So that can only mean that a shadow drop is likely going to be the case as well. As you guys know, Jeff Grubb and nemohhtv both said that Bethesda will likely shadow drop the game in the week of April 21st. So by this time tomorrow, we could potentially be playing the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, which is absolutely wild to think about. Bethesda announcing and shadow dropping the game tomorrow is just unfathomable. Like, I can't even imagine what tomorrow's going to be like. Hopefully they show off a lot of the gameplay details as well, which I think they will. But yeah, I think generally everyone is kind of expecting the game to shadow drop tomorrow, so hopefully it does. If it doesn't, and tomorrow is just a reveal stream with a release date in the future, that would be really strange. It'd be unfortunate, especially considering, like, if you look at Xbox's current lineup of games they're releasing, they have a fairly stacked schedule. Like, we've got Doom coming out in May, so really their opportunity to release Oblivion Remastered is this time. Like, this is the perfect time for them to do it. Now we'll talk about the possibility of the game not getting shadow dropped tomorrow in just a bit, but first let's get into some of the gameplay details as well as like download details. So this is coming from XOX Leak on Twitter. They said the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered file size is going to be 120 gigabytes. Which that right there is a hefty download size. It definitely is an Unreal Engine 5 game at the end of the day, and it certainly seems like they left no stone unturned in terms of the graphic overhaul that they plan on doing. From all of the leaked screenshots and stuff that have been posted online, it certainly seems that the graphics overhaul will be impressive. Obviously, I do have some concerns about it being Unreal Engine 5 and the way they're doing it, which, if you guys didn't know, the game is being remastered using technology where basically Unreal Engine 5 is the graphics layer, but the base code being the Gamebryo engine will still be present as well. It's just they're using Unreal 5 as the graphics overhaul. But that doesn't mean that there's not going to be gameplay changes, because we do have a leak to go over that revealed some of the gameplay changes. So this information was leaked by a former Virtuos employee, and it was reported first by MP First. So some of the enhancements that we should be expecting for tomorrow's reveal is a blocking redesign with inspiration from action games like Souls-likes, addressing some of the game's original, like, frustrating systems in terms of blocking. They updated some stuff whenever it comes to sneaking. The icons are now highlighted, and they revamped the damage calculations for stealth attacks. The stamina has also been updated, making stamina depletion knockdowns harder to trigger. Now, archery has also been modernized for both third and first person perspectives, which is set to improve the overall mechanics and feel. They added hit reactions to make the combat responses clearer and more dynamic. They updated the HUD, which in terms of like the UI in the HUD, I'm expecting a full recreation of those elements. Like, I'm sure they're just going to take the base system and then just upgrade it to make it look better. Now, there's also rumors that they updated the leveling system, but we don't have those details. It's just kind of an unconfirmed rumor, but they suggested that there was going to be a complete overhaul to that. So we'll see tomorrow, hopefully. I think my biggest hope is just a combat overhaul. Like, the combat in Oblivion is really solid, especially for the time, but I feel like they could make some steps to really modernize it. And I think blocking and the sneak update and archery is a solid start, but I'm hoping they do other things to make the overall combat system fluid and just modernized. Now, I briefly spoke about the graphics being overhauled using Unreal Engine 5, and from the leaked screenshots, there have been significant updates to the overall graphic fidelity. They enhanced the models and textures. I mean, there's 120 gigabyte download size. Like, what are those? Are those textures, or what are they? I imagine that their textures, like 4K textures, are pretty intensive whenever it comes to file size, especially if they're not compressed. It's actually wild to think about. Like, back in the day, the thing that made, Oblivion so big in the first place, which it was 6 gigabytes. In the making of Oblivion, I believe a developer said that like half of one of the discs was all voiceover. And now we have this game, which is 120 gigabytes. And I would say a large majority of it is just the textures being upgraded, which I guess, high resolution textures are kind of a blessing and a curse. Like, in some ways, I love seeing games that I play at the, top texture quality as possible, but at the cost of, having to download all of these textures. And then even some games don't even download all of the textures. They use, texture streaming. But yeah, if you don't have the space on your Xbox or your PlayStation 5 or your PC, you better get the 120 gigabytes free, and you better do it quick. Now, this brings us to the release date. When are we going to be able to play the Oblivion Remastered? Like, when is it dropping? Will it shadow drop? Well, I think it's safe to assume that if Jeff Grubb and Nate the Hate are right about the game getting announced this week, they're likely right about the hot drop as well. But we actually have other evidence that suggests that the game will be released tomorrow as well, because, like, for instance, the Steam DB for the Oblivion Remastered game was updated. It was updated like yesterday. It was also updated in the morning. So at the very least, the Oblivion Remastered listing will go live tomorrow. Whether or not that means a hot drop is imminent, I don't really know. I can't know. We'll have to find out tomorrow. But honestly, like I said before, if Jeff Grubb and Nate the Hate are right at this point, I have no reason not to trust that a shadow drop is imminent, which I have to give mad props to Xbox and Bethesda and, Virtuos for how they're doing this. Like, the fact that outside of today's post that announced that their reveal would be tomorrow, there really hasn't been anything said by anyone from Bethesda or Microsoft or anyone. The only thing that we've had to work off of is the leaked screenshots and the stuff that was uploaded to Virtuos' website. Now, we can go through our tinfoil hat theory on whether or not the leaked images were actually leaks or if they were intentional, which I have my suspicions that they might be a bit intentional or they deliberately were a bit sloppy, which honestly, now that we're getting a reveal stream, I have a feeling that they leaked all this stuff intentionally, but there's really no way to know. Like, the fact of the matter is that, Bethesda was outsourcing this game development to Virtuos, so they couldn't really handle all of the leaks internally. There's outside sources that are obviously going to let things slip. There's employees that come and go, regardless of NDAs, things are going to leak, and that's likely the case here. But yeah, tomorrow's stream is about to be a movie. I cannot wait for it to happen. I'm expecting not only Todd Howard to show up, but also other employees at Bethesda and some Virtuos employees as well. And I would just be very surprised if we don't get the game tomorrow. Now, if we don't get the game tomorrow and they, for instance, announce that the Oblivion Remastered is revealed and they go over all the gameplay updates and changes, but then they tell us, hey, stay tuned for the release date, then that would be a big disappointment. I think a lot of people are expecting a hot drop, and if we don't get that, then it's going to be unfortunate. It's like, if you weren't planning on hot dropping it, why didn't you just come out and say, hey, by the way, we're not hot dropping it tomorrow, it'll release at a later date? I think they would just come out and say it, but they haven't said anything, and they're really leaning on the leak marketing, and it was really effective because everybody in the entire industry is excited excited for this thing tomorrow. So yeah, I will be streaming it tomorrow. I can't wait for it to go down. I'll be live pretty early. We'll talk about it. We'll do like a pre-game, and then we'll probably stream the game if we, if we can download it tomorrow. So yeah, I would just stay tuned to everything for the next like 12 hours. This thing could leak again. Like, look at what happened with all of the rest of the leaks. Like, I am fully expecting a trailer or something to leak early, especially at this point. Like, every other aspect is leaked. So yeah, I'm expecting more news to happen tonight. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up with this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel with your notifications turned on, and a big thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. And until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys when the Oblivion gates open. So talk to you guys tomorrow morning.